Well, this gets brought to my attention today that if something that I wasn't aware of, but a certain deceased family member apparently used to post on Facebook to celebrities like she was talking to the celebrities. Like she was...
Like their fan page or like an official page?
That I don't know. Okay. I'm assuming that maybe an official page, but would respond to like picture posts and other comments that were made on there like they were friends or like they knew the person. Now, I got to tread lightly on this. One of them, and I'm sorry, this is going to piss people off. One of them was, I guess, the personal page to a very successful comedian. Mm-hmm. And when that person would post personal photos, family photos, something like that, there was always a comment. And the way that these comments were written, you would think like this was his or hers aunt.
They were friends.
Yeah. This was like your aunt writing you and commenting on your stuff. Now, I had no idea about this until today. And it turns out certain family members have a ton of screen caps because they would pass it around and share it with each other that, can you believe that this is what she's doing now? So, one is a very successful comedian. The other one that I'm aware of, apparently there might be more, but the other one that I'm aware of, and this one I'll give you the name, Barbara Streisand.
Old Babs.
Used to write to old Babs all the time. And I guess it quickly turned sour because this was going on for years. Quickly turned sour somewhere between the 2016-2020 elections.
Oh, yeah.
And one comment that
everyone got real political on everything.
One comment that I saw.
You're getting red. It's almost embarrassing.
Because I laughed so... I'm trying not to laugh now as I'm about to say this. But I laughed so hard that she thought she was talking to the actual person. Now, this was the official page.
Barbara Streisand is just there on her laptop.
This was the official page. But it's not the personal page.
No.
You know, we're talking to a friend or something. Apparently, old Babs made some kind of political comment. And the response was, too bad you had to open up your mouth and make you uglier than you already are.
Holy shit. Wow.
This woman was...
Now, was their relationship 70s? Amicable before that moment?
I don't know. I'm going to this weekend see if I can find things that predate 2016 or 2020, whenever the time gap. I wasn't really clear on the time gap, but I thought it was between those two elections. When everybody started losing their mind, talking, didn't matter what side you were on, everybody was just getting super hyper political during that period. I want to see if there's screen caps of complimentary posts and responses to things, right? I don't know.
See if there was a pattern of just hate and vitriol like throughout. Like maybe she just wasn't a fan of Barbara and like it was constant.
I don't know.
Or was that the line? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I just saw that one and I laughed so hard knowing this person. Laughed so incredibly hard that this was going on. I was not aware of it. I wish I was aware of it because we'd be talking about this for years on this program every time there'd be something new. But this is going on. Now, we've talked in the past, we've all had family members, older family members, and it's not the fucking slang term, but the boomer generation. Our parents are, I think all our grandparents from the World War II era, I think they're all gone, right?
I think, what
was it called? The Greatest Generation, right? I think
they were the Greatest Generation, then there were the baby boomers or the boomers.
But that's our parents'
that's
generations now. So the one before that, our grandparents, I think they're almost all gone if there's any still alive, right? Yeah. So it doesn't apply to our grandparents, but the boomer generation. It applies to our parents, who are grandparents in a lot of cases. When you would see them respond to these just weird accounts that don't need a response to, like there'd be times I'd had a family member and I'd have to contact them and said, that's not a real account. that's a fake radio station that's putting out these little quips for engagement. It's like, you know, when they would do like your last name plus the first thing you ate is your superhero name, that kind of thing, which is essentially that's your porn name, but they clean it up for Facebook, right?
Right.
And you would see these people, your family members, responding to these things.
Oh, they fill them out.
What are you doing? And this whole thing here, your pet's first name and the street that you grew up on, when I saw that one, I called screaming. I go, they're farming for your personal security information, for your passwords. What are you doing? Go back to playing Bejeweled in Farmville. Stop doing this shit.
Oh my God, my mom was so into Farmville for like a year.
I had no families that were into family members into it.
All the Facebook games.
But I know some people who would tell me all about Farmville. And here's the other thing I didn't know about too, until I saw it. They used to sell gift cards for Farmville at like the impulse buy section of a supermarket or stores where older people would tend to shop. They had Farmville Facebook gift cards that they would, I guess you're buying in-game purchases or something.
Yeah, because you can get like got candy bars, you got the chips over in the, like when you're checking out, and then they have that row of gift cards, and Starbucks, Target, all the store gift cards, and then there would be like Farmville and Facebook games. It was weird.
Kirk, I hope you're joking. I liked Farkle. I don't know.
I knew a lot of people that played Farkle.
Okay, I thought he was making up a word, but apparently it's a real thing.
Real.
Oh, Kirk, what's wrong with you? Stop making me hate you. I love you. Stop doing that. Just like the other guy said to me with my gift cards. Stop doing the thing that I'm doing to you. Anyway, so they would post, they would respond to these things all the time, and just like websites that I don't know how it was showing up on their main feed if they're not following these pages. So to bring it back, so I had a family member who was writing to celebrities. Then we've all had the family members who were posting inane nonsense on there. I saw something with, there's Noodles. Let's hear. I love the older generation that passes around photos of Obi-Wan with the quote, repost if you're not afraid to show your love for Jesus. I have not seen that, but I would love to see that. If you have a screenshot, please send it to me. I would love to see that. I'm not doubting it's a thing. I just haven't seen it. I would like to see it. Let me see if there's anything here. My aunts all respond to that shit. At best, it's for engagement. At worst, it's fishing. I know. It's exactly that.
Full on.
You can tell by the questioning, too.
What's your social?
Yeah.
They're not even trying anymore. They're just like, what's your social security number? Come on. We're going to get it.
They're playing Hangman, but with your social security number in there. You're filling in the numbers and... so dumb.
Yeah.
Our pal Heather's in the chat. Legit, my dad does this and does not realize we can all see it. Yes, they all don't realize that they can see this stuff. Now, to be fair, one is deceased. The others are still alive, and you got to keep them. But they learn when you tell them why and you explain. Then they kind of calm down. Some are just delusional, and they're posting shit at 3 a.m. I have family members, older family members, that respond to things that I have up there, and I look at the time and I go, I'm working. I'm up at this time. I shouldn't be up at this time. Why are they up? They're 80. Why are they up at 3 a.m. East Coast time responding to all of this stuff? Oh, look, they're playing bingo.
80. That means
again.
They're just getting up for breakfast again and go walk the mall.
That is a fair point. So what I'm asking is this. When they eventually pass away, and like I said, I have somebody who's deceased whose Facebook posts have been shown to me. Everyone can see these things. What is my family going to think when I'm gone and they stumble across my posts in the comment section of other Facebook and Instagram things? Because I get regular check-ins from Rob and from Jordan at time to time where Rob will write and go, so fighting with Doctor Who fans again. And I go, how did you know? And he said, oh, you just did it like 5 minutes ago. It showed up on my thing. It comes up,
yeah, it pops in.
I don't know how to prevent that. I'm trying to figure out if you can, but I'm not embarrassed by it. I really am not, because I think I make valid points. Now, I'm just wondering when I pass away, if this stuff surfaces, whatever the platforms are of the future, how do you think my family's going to respond to me constantly just shitting on all these people, saying how wrong they are about their fandom?
My favorite bit is that, A, you're not trying to hide it, but it's just funny that you do it. I like when you're proud of it so much that you screenshot it and send it to me. You're like, look what I did.
Yeah.
Now go attack them too. Like it's
I'm supposed to be working, but
arms.
Look at
hilarious.
this.
So the family member who's now deceased, is stuff still being posted, or is it just showed up?
We would have started the show with that if stuff's still being posted by this person and they're long dead, because that means somebody has access to that account.
Well, because that's the thing. Facebook has the option. It's called it's like a legacy account. So when you pass,
they can take over, right,
as like a memorial.
Oh my
which
God.
means they can post on that page. So I didn't know if like maybe someone was still posting to Babs telling her to knock her.
That would be hilarious.
Shut her mouth. You need access to this account.
I was just thinking that. I'm just like, I got to find out if that happened. You know what? I don't know. I didn't even look to see if her account was still active. I don't know if it's still there or not. But if it is, who has it? Can I get it? And then let me start posting, and then having all her friends and family like, what the fuck's going on with her account?
Exactly.
That is a great idea. That is a damn great idea.
But I don't know. Like Facebook nowadays has become a thing where you can't post. Now, I, in the past, used to post just the most random things to rile people up. It's like what we do with TikTok sometimes. Some of the things were a little bit more risky than I should, and I've stopped doing it. But what happens is Facebook has that thing where it goes, hey, remember this, on this date? And then it goes back through the years. And I scroll through some of it. I'm like, man, I used to be funny. But then it's half the stuff I can't say nowadays.
Sure you can.
And then I'm thinking, well, I can, but probably not. Facebook will kick everybody off.
Does it start with an R?
It's a hard R.
Does it start with an N?
No. What? Well, no.
What about a C?
I've never typed that out. I'm not going to say it's never come out of my mouth. It's dumb.
The letters I'm just spewing right now are pretty much, you know how you used to on Wheel of Fortune, you would say RSTLN and then the vowel E, and then they just gave it to you because everyone kept using that. So now you pick 3 other consonants and another vowel to solve the puzzle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I go back and I look at some of those statuses, and the ones that I find that are funny that would get me canceled today, I do the bit you do. I'll screenshot it and I'll send it to my brother and Aaron, and I'll be like, look at this. Like, this was funny. And they're like, how are you not canceled? How are you not kicked off of Facebook? And I was like, it was a different time. This was 10 years ago. Those would be the statuses I think that would be weird. Like after I pass, like my family goes through it and be like, oh my God, what a fucking monster. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wasn't attacking Doctor Who fans. I was just being I would say the dumbest shit.
Well, luckily your comments don't show up in your remember this timeline history, right? It's only posts that you have. My posts are pretty lame. Like there's nothing really there that anyone give a shit about. My comments, on the other hand, I'm sure that would get me in trouble somewhere down the line, going back many years of things that I've said. A lot of misdirection in responses that piss people off, which I think you can't do now because that's considered hate speech. But yeah, there was a lot of bait and switch and misdirections and things of that nature.
I think it'd be funny. Like, I don't know if there's an algorithm that'll just pop up, because I want to know how that comment came across somebody else's Facebook. That's my question. It's like all of a sudden you're there and just, the comment showed up. Like, how did you find it?
Because family members were following her, and these were family members that were screenshotting it.
And so that means they went into her account to go find, like they went to her page to go find that.
No,
so it just showed up.
It shows up. No, it shows up on their, if you don't have the permission set the right way, it shows up on your main timeline if you follow somebody.
Well, that's what I know, that part of it. I think I'm wondering how it came across the other family member. Was it like,
that's what I'm saying. The original person's Facebook account didn't have all the permission set for privacy or whatever. It was just sign up and let it go. And you know how when you sign up for new things, they have everything. Or if you install software, it has everything checked off because we feel this is the most optimized way for you to use our service. And then you got to go through and go, I don't need 9 of these things. The one thing here I'll keep, but all this shit you get unchecked because I don't need all that extra stuff. That's what they don't do. They don't adjust their settings for Facebook. Right. So if you're following them, now look, the family members would see this. That means the friends of this person all saw this.
What I'm wondering is, when did they see it? Like, is this like, like I said, Aunt Gertrude died in August.
No, as it happened.
Now November. When it happened. Then.
When it happened, this wasn't just like now they found it. This is now when I found out.
Okay, so
I only found out now. This was an ongoing thing that I knew nothing about, and I only found out about today.
That's the timeline I needed.
They were all sharing this with each other as it was happening. It would be like, they'd wake up the next day and see what that person wrote the night before, and they were all sharing it with each other. So
like a text thread of what was going on that day on Facebook.
Oh yeah, so this was being shared around. So I'm gonna do some investigation and see if they have old screenshots or something, just stuff that I can laugh at. It would be.
I thought it was
hilarious.
just like something like random, like where a family member was on Facebook, and then like for some reason the algorithm kicked this.
If it started showing up now, the first one page, would have been eerie and hilarious too.
It was like that time on TikTok where someone was yelling about the Titanic inflatable, and I found it randomly in my algorithm with your first comment, and I sent it to you, and you're like, "How did you see that?"
Right. See, even Heather says, if you're friends with someone, you see their comments on your feed.
Yeah, but that was days after you made the comment. That's what was weird about it. That's why I didn't know if they were just now seeing old comments from months past, and it was like a whole big discovery. So
I don't know.
But they've been doing it for years, apparently, so that's awesome.